Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. We're almost at that goal. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. So per Shams, Kevin Durant could definitely be traded this offseason. It just hasn't worked out for the Suns team. There was a mutual interest at the trade deadline with the Golden State Warriors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the New York Knicks, the Houston Rockets, the Miami Heat, and the San Antonio Spurs. Let's get into the video.
KD and the Suns. Unfortunately, KD gets hurt. Feels like he might be done for the year. They're kind of out of the playoff race right now. Saw some rumors, Kevin Durant loves Boston. Maybe he, goes up there, decides, might as well pass on some more knowledge to Tatum and grab a couple more rings. What are you hearing with KD? I believe it was reported that they're already trying to work out something of, kind of letting KD go where he wants to go. And
which would be where? Pacers?
Which would probably be Boston,
Miami?
just because Boston, we're joking about, the T-Wolves selling for $1.5 billion. Hey, guess what? No other basketball team's going for more than the Celtics because the Celtics are our brand, and we're talking about Kevin Garnett and the T-Wolves. No one remembers KG from the T-Wolves. They remember him as a Boston Celtic because that's where he won a championship. Just like Peyton Manning with the Colts, you only see him in a Broncos uniform. But what do you hear?
How it ended?
Sure, maybe, but again, exactly.
$6 billion is what the Celtics went for.
Yeah, 6.1, most ever.
You know what, BC? I think you might end up being the most hated man in Indy today after that comment about good old Peyton Manning.
Nah, I think there's a lot of people in Indy that are like, we're not happy about the way it all went down either.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, KD going to the Celtics is crazy to think about, especially on the run that they're on. But I guess this is a real possibility after this season. What are we hearing with KD and the Suns? Because it was my understanding that was like going to be an impossible thing to get done. Either trade in more players to the Suns because of everything they've kind of given up to build this team, or to get rid of any guys, how much it would affect them. KD could be moved. What is the likelihood of this, and how does it work out?
Definitely could be. So you look at this from a macro perspective. We've seen from Matt Ishbia the last 2.5 years how aggressive he's been. He has not spared any expenses. He's clearly showing that as an owner, as an NBA owner, he's willing to take multiple swings. He wants to take millions of swings at the bat to try to win a championship. That's what he did 2 years ago when he went and got Kevin Durant. This iteration of this team, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, then you bring in Bradley Beal the summer of 2024, or summer 2023, it just hasn't worked out in Phoenix. And from a holistic perspective, there's going to be changes coming to Phoenix, barring a miracle finish to the year. There's going to be a lot that they're going to have to look at to evaluate throughout the organization. But from a roster perspective, that's going to start with Kevin Durant and potentially finding him a new home. Unlike at the trade deadline when he was almost traded to the Warriors, the Suns, Kevin Durant, they would work together on any trade. But I can tell you guys this, back at the NBA trade deadline, there were a list of teams that there was mutual interest with Kevin Durant and those teams from my understanding. And that's Minnesota, that's New York, that's Houston, San Antonio, Miami.
Okay.
Those are the types of teams, from my understanding, that had interest then, and I expect them all to be in the mix this offseason. But the biggest thing to keep an eye on for all NBA fans and fans of those teams, how does your team finish in the playoffs? How do the playoffs go? Because that's going to really determine who feels like they're a Kevin Durant away. And there's going to be, they might not get what they got back, what they gave up for Kevin Durant. You think about all the picks and the swaps, but they're going to get a pretty good haul back for a guy. He just finished his 12th year, Pat, averaging 25 points and 50% shooting. 12.
So my first question to you guys is, do you want Kevin Durant on the Miami Heat? Can you win a championship with Kevin Durant, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo? I don't think so. There's even some trade packages where you end up keeping Wiggins, but I just don't see how that's possible. But these are the things the Miami Heat need to figure out right now. Do they want Kevin Durant, or are there going to be other stars that could come available? Also, too, would you rather have other high-level role players around Wiggins, Tyler, and Bam, where that's kind of what I would do, because you already know the Phoenix Suns, they're going to ask for everything for old man Kevin Durant. Is he playing at a high level? Of course, but he's almost 40 years old. My thing with Kevin Durant, of course, he's a great player, but teams like the Houston Rockets and all these other teams, they're going to be willing to throw in an extra first-round pick to get over the trade hump. And I don't think the Miami Heat will be willing to do that. They're going to want to keep Larson and Ware and probably even Jovic, but there's no way that you're going to be able to keep all your players and trade for Kevin Durant. It's not going to happen. But let me know what you guys think. Should the Miami Heat trade for Kevin Durant, or should they pretty much get better high-level role players around Wiggins, Tyler, and Bam? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.